Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be discussing and showing you some example online courses. We'll start off with some of the ones that I've built myself and we'll do a deep dive on those to give you an idea of what is the end goal that we're working towards. All right, so we're not going to go into too much detail, but more just to give you a big picture understanding of this is an example of a successful, well-designed online course that we are going to get to after we've finished the first section, which is the concept, and it'll give you kind of an idea to work towards as you're designing your course in section 2 when we cover that. And in section 3, once we're actually going through each individual step of building this current online course website that you're watching at the moment, how are we trying to get to that end goal and by taking one step at a time. So it just gives you a big picture understanding of where we're heading towards. I'll also give you a quick run through of some courses that other people have built, just to give you some context relative to my own, and also allow you to see some courses in specific niches and certain areas that people are teaching to give you some ideas for potential courses that you could teach in if you have experience in any of those areas. So let's get started straight away with Wix, which is the platform that we're going to use to build our website in this course. Remember, section 3, what we'll be doing is building this course out video by video from the very first day that I'm actually building the course. It's all being filmed so you can see it being built in real time. I think that'll be really helpful for you to see as I go through each of the decision-making processes and each hurdle. So rather than me just teaching it conceptually, because I'm sure I'll miss a bunch of steps, you'll be able to see exactly the process that is required to set up a business, an online course business from scratch. As you can see, if you set up a Wix account, all of your kind of businesses and other online courses will be here, which I find really handy. So, it's also really motivating to see all your little businesses showing up and thriving, and it's motivation to keep building more and more and more until you've got a little kind of portfolio or empire of online courses. So that's definitely my goal, and hopefully it's your goal as well. It's also really motivating to see kind of every now and then I get notifications via email, via phone to see people purchasing courses. I can see someone's just purchased a course 8 minutes ago, and several people have purchased things throughout the day. A number of kind of exam prep courses for one of my businesses, a number of notes. So it's just really motivating to see that money coming in, that revenue at really high profit margins. So very little expenses attached to that income. So I just wanted to show you that just as a little bit of like a reward or incentive to see, once you've built up these successful businesses, that's the thing we're working towards, is that cash flow coming in day to day. It's really rewarding. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a couple of courses. We're going to have a look at 3. So the first one I'm going to show you, I'll view the actual site. So this is a online course for students undertaking a postgraduate program. It was a degree that I studied myself. I saw that there wasn't any competition operating at it at the time. It was also quite a niche target market in the sense that it had a restricted number of people doing the course each year, but there was also quite strong demand for it because of the complexity. People needed assistance with it. So I built out this course, both selling notes as well as exam prep guides, which is essentially an online course. So I prepared online videos for each subject, basically. So there's a couple of elements that I want to walk through on each of these websites, as they all kind of roughly follow the same structure. And again, we're just going to speak to it at a high level because this video is not meant to be an instructional one. It's really meant to show you what the end goal looks like. And in subsequent videos, we'll kind of cover the steps to get to this end stage. So the formula that we kind of follow for all of these websites is, number one, homepage, right? It's your landing page. It's where customers land from both your organic search, right, from Google, from your referrals from YouTube as they come in, as well as from your paid searches through Google Ads. Now, the purpose of the homepage is really meant to get the user excited and also give them an understanding about what you do, right? So we get them an understanding. We say, well, very simply, we offer 2 products. and we want to get them excited. So these are the benefits, right? It's, full walkthroughs, online quiz, exam prep, right? So giving them a real good understanding. I think it's also really important to have some video overviews of each, as generally videos are received a lot better by consumers than text. People typically skip through text, but if they play a video, it's a much more engaging form. But the ultimate goal is to really get them to the funnel at the bottom of the page, which is to click purchase, right? And you'll notice that we also have call to action at the top of the page, which takes them exactly to that purchase page. But we also want to try and minimize the number of buttons on the website. The more buttons you have, science has shown that the less likely it is they'll click it. So the fewer, more obvious call to actions linking to your purchase page is what you want to do. It's also a really good idea to kind of have customer feedback as well. Of course, it needs to be real feedback. You can't fake it. But studies have shown that having customer feedback increases the likelihood that customers are going to click through to your purchase page. So including that, and of course, any frequently asked questions, having a section on that is going to reduce the chance of customers actually reaching out to you in terms of customer support for purchasing. So you want to make sure as much information is available there before you actually before they actually purchase it. Right, so in terms of getting them to click through, you'll notice that there's not a lot of kind of buttons to click through, which increases the chance they're going to click through. So they're either going to go to their exam prep course, which is the online course, or to the notes purchase page. We've also got a section down here for kind of a blog. This is optional. It's probably something to do in a more mature website, but it is a really great way of improving your optimization in Google rankings, i.e. the more articles you have, the more links you have to external sources, and the more external sources linking to you, the higher the chance your page is going to link higher, which is going to increase your organic search, which is going to reduce your reliance on paid search, which is going to make your business more profitable. And of course, you're typically going to have a footer down the bottom, which is going to link to each section of the website, makes it a lot easier to navigate, as well as having certain socials, which is again going to drive that organic traffic through to your site. So that's the homepage. Key lessons here. What are we about? Getting the customer excited, answering questions, having calls to action to your purchase page, and minimizing the number of call to actions, but making them quite obvious. So the next section we're going to go to is the actual exam prep courses. And this is our equivalent of the online courses. So we'll just click through here. So there's a couple of ways you can structure it. You can actually have just an online, like a free trial over here, and your kind of full paid course and purchase page on different kind of pages of your website. And I'll show you another example later on which has that. However, because this website is a little bit more comprehensive, it has a notes component as well as an exam prep component. We really just wanted to funnel them into one or the other, because typically we found they purchase one or the other more so than purchasing both. So we wanted to funnel to them that first. And then if they go to the online course page, which is this exam prep course, then we've got a funnel here, which is either going to take them to the free sample course or to purchase it immediately below. Now, the reason we have this free sample course is because we want another funnel to get customers to try it before they buy it, because that's going to increase the likelihood that they're going to eventually convert into purchasing. If I didn't have the free trial, customers would go here and say, well, yes, I'm kind of interested in purchasing, but I don't really know what the quality is going to be. I don't really have an idea of what I'm actually buying. So that's why we have this free trial, right? So they're less likely to click here at first, but if you can get them through, click through and give them access to a free trial course, which is this page here, and we've got each of the different modules here, you're much more likely to convert. So I'll just click on a random sample page here. Now what this is, and we'll, as we build our online course later on in the section, we'll follow the same structure in that the free trial course is exactly the same as the full course, but we're going to restrict the number of videos that they can actually watch. And we'll also offer a number of kind of, again, calls to action saying that, this is only a limited sample of videos. If you want to view the full course, you actually need to click purchase, right? So we keep reminding them here, and throughout the page as well. But it's really just giving them a taste, so they can still watch some of the videos in the course, and if they like it, then they can click through and purchase the full course. So that's what we call a funnel. It's one example of a funnel. It's getting customers who are already on the page to try before they buy. There are a number of other funnels that we can build into the website, which we'll cover later on in the course. So that's really all I wanted to show you from this page. You can also, we're really mainly going to be focusing on building an online course in this series, but you can also supplement your income later on through what's called digital notes downloads, and you can be really creative about how you do this. You could create an ebook, you could create associated notes that go with the program, you could create a number of kind of practice quizzes and materials, you could create additional PowerPoint slides, or even just bonus content or work papers, whatever you want. But it just creates another product separate to your online course. And it means that people who either purchase your online course can then go, if they like that course, can then go and purchase another course or these associated notes. Or after they purchase the course, you can factor into the course and say, well, this is also a great way to supplement your learning. If you have this download or read this ebook, read that in your own time at the same time you're doing the course. You just create another stream of revenue. It's optional. That's what we've done here. We've just created basically notes, templates, work papers, quizzes, other materials, and it just creates an additional kind of revenue stream for us. Yeah, and basically how the purchase works, and this is the same across all of the websites, is once they're ready to actually purchase it, they will be required to sign in or log in if they already have an account. That the access to a specific page will then be assigned to that account. So if you're not logged in and you want to access one of the the full courses down here, you're going to get to basically a login firewall, and they won't be able to access this unless they've actually purchased the course. We're going to teach you how to do this in the third section of this course, where we actually go through step by step, build it out. It's actually a lot easier than you think. We'll also provide you a template once we've finished building it that you can then copy, edit, make your own, serve as a base for your own website if you'd like. So that's one example of a website. It does quite well. Another example that I wanted to show you quickly is this one here, which is an Excel training website. And I want to show you this one because it's a little bit different because it doesn't have that notes download section. So it's a little bit of a different layout for the website. Ultimately, it's the same underlying structure, and it's going to be the same underlying structure that's going to form the basis of our new website that we're building in section 3. Now, I've just realized I clicked through to manage the website rather than visit the online website. So I'll just quickly type in the domain name. So as I said, this one's a little bit different in the sense that we don't have the online course. So how we've structured the page on this one is we've essentially got our home. We've then got our kind of free trial funnel, which is to get customers to come in and try the course for free, limited amount of videos, and then prompt them to purchase the full course. And that results in a significantly higher conversion rate. The purchase course, of course, is the actual page where they go in and purchase the course. And we might supplement that with some additional kind of customer testimonials, maybe some summary overview videos before they purchase. But ultimately they'll purchase that, assign to their account, after which they'll be able to access their full course here. And if they're not, similar to the other website I showed you, if they're not signed in, they won't be able to access the full course. There'll be a firewall. But if they have purchased it, they'll be able to access it. So let's have a look at this homepage. Similar principles, slightly different layout. But yeah, similar concept in place in that number one, header is all about, this is what our website is all about. We summarize our purpose in a couple of lines. We are the best online Excel training course on the internet, right? Pretty straightforward. Anyone who comes to it knows exactly what this website and what this course is all about. A little bit more detail in text. Really the I just goes straight to the bold text, so you can add more text in here if people want to see that video. Notice that there isn't many call to actions. There's only one here and the purchase page at the top of the page, very similar to the other website example I showed you earlier. If you scroll down, Similar to the other website, it gives you a little bit more detail as well as having a video overview of the course, what it's about, what are the benefits, how do you access it, how do you purchase it. I find that having a video there summarizing all those points really increases the likelihood of conversion rather than just having text by itself. Typically, readers don't just read text. They like to supplement it with video. Now down here, what we've got is we've actually got a summary of all the different content in each of the courses. And this is a little bit different to the first one. Again, it doesn't really matter how you structure it. You can customize your own personal website however you like, but it's really kind of the fundamental principles remain the same, which is number one, explain what we're about, maybe go into a bit more detail if you want to, video summary, call to actions, and then get them excited about purchasing it, right? So summary, what are all the benefits? And then calls to actions to get them to purchase it. Of course, customer testimonial to help validate their feedback that the site is worth purchasing. But ultimately, again, another call to action to try and feed them into the free trial or the purchase, right? So if we click here, it takes us to the free trial page, which is up here. So similar structure to the other website I showed you, which is get them to try the free course. It's essentially the same as the full course, but just with limited videos. We get the summary overview, introduction of the videos, and then going to each different segment with a limited number of videos in each. We've also got a call to action saying, after you watch each section, this is only a, selection of limited videos. If you want to purchase the full course, click here, which then of course takes you to this one over here, which is the purchase course page up here. So the purchase course page, as you know, we've only got a single course on this particular example, which is the Excel course, as opposed to the earlier website I showed you, which had multiple different courses depending on the subject. So yeah, it's really up to you whether you want to do one course or multiple courses, or start off with one and build it out from there. The structure is flexible enough that you can do both. So here you go, here's got the purchase page. Again, some additional information just to help hammer home the message and get them to purchase it, but not too much. We don't want to distract them from the call to action, which is purchase. If they click here, it'll prompt the user to log in or sign up for an account, after which they can enter their details. Payment providers that we're going to be using for our website as we build it. It's going to be PayPal and Stripe. And after they purchase, they'll be able to get access to the full course. Okay, so that's basically the two websites I'm going to run you through. I had another one, but it was very similar structure to the first one I showed you, so I'm not going to go through that one. What I will go through instead is some other examples by other people. Probably less so about structure, but more so to focus on what are some example topics that you could actually focus on. Is it coding? Is it health and fitness? Is it yoga? Is it something very unique that only you know about, like art or teaching, or I think even metalsmith, can be as generic or as niche as you like it. So this website here has just got a couple of links to different websites categorized by what type of area that people are teaching in. So this one, hobbies and skills, right? So this one we've got mushroom farming. This guy's telling courses about his travel writing and travel journaling, VR dev school, tattooing, it's a good one. Thrift homestead, so actually moving out to the country, how do you do that? Sword school, so sword fighting. Magic tricks, stand-up comedy, that's a good one as well. A lot of people I think would like to learn about comedy. Triathletes and competitive swimmers, English Academy. So if you're like a non-native speaker, that could be a really good one because everyone can of course speak English. Here's one on arts and crafts as a category. So, children's dolls, clothing and sewing, watercolor painting, woodwork and hand tools, abstract painting, certain type of sketches, digital scrapbooking. So it looks like they've got quite a few courses on this one. And I might just click a couple of these. I might just click one from each category just so we can kind of have a look at what the structure looks like as well. I'll have a look at this one as well. Health. So we've got one on how to transition to a whole food diet, mental health, fitness, there's definitely a lot of those, dairy detox, hoop lovers, so learn how to do hula hoops, nurturing, like pregnancy, birth, motherhood, meditation, Zen, raw chef. This category is on lifestyle. I'll select one of these as well. I'll do raw chef. This category is on lifestyle. This one's on downsizing and tiny transition. This one's on living in the wilderness. This one's on dance. This one's on DIY, married life, uncluttered. This category is on music, so bass, music therapy, music production, singing, piano club, drum set, sax, right? So there's so many different examples there, like so many good ideas in there. It really comes down to kind of, what you know and, what your experience is in, or even if something that you want to just research and teach others people out, that works as well. You don't need to be an expert now, but as long as you can be an expert in teaching another course at some point in time, then it's something that you can teach. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of these. They're not going to be as good as structure as mine, but I guess it shows you that, it's not, at the end of the day, as long as your content is good and your sales channel is good, that you can make money from some of these. So I'm not going to focus too much on the structure because that's what I'm going to be teaching you later on. But yeah, probably more from the perspective of, these are some ideas that you can do. These are what other people are doing in the market. And I guess this is what I've done successfully as well. Okay, cool. So I think we'll end the video there. And we will, I guess to recap the kind of the key points from this one. Number one, the purpose of this is to really look at the end goal of where we're heading with this online course. So you can see a fully formed, live, online courses that are making money, that, cash flows coming in on a regular basis, give you an idea of what the structure should like, including the homepage to kind of capture attention, get excitement, and get people flowing through that funnel of going to the free trial course and then the premium course, and getting them to sign up to the purchase page and how all of that works. So once we've got an idea of how, the big picture, that's really going to help us in the next kind of sections as we work through design of our course. So we can kind of help think about the design, the structure, how long it should be, the flow of it, and how it ends up becoming a kind of end product for users. So we might just leave it at that. Hopefully that was helpful, and we'll keep working through the concept. Later sections will actually build your website and go through the individual steps of that. So hopefully you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.